Talking about mortgages is truly a hot topic these days. More than 10 million houses in the US are worth less in the market than what their owners owe on them, and the number of negative equity homes are growing every day. The number of homeowners whose mortgages are in the red by so much that it is highly unlikely that they would ever be able to recover is also growing at an alarming rate. Folks, I'm not an attorney, and I'm not giving you legal advice or even financial advice. For professional advice, you should consult your professional in that particular field. I'm just sharing with you some thoughts on this topic, which you shouldn't see as an attempt to incite you to do anything illegal or things that you don't want to do. Not that one would do it, but if one could hypothetically organize all the homeowners whose homes are underwater, as it is known in the business, and get them to stop paying their mortgages on a particular date, let's say January 31st, 2010, sending the banks a clear message that bringing their loans in line with the property values would be the right thing to do. If more than 10 million mortgages are in danger of defaulting at the same time, it would overnight suck $2.5 trillion out of the banking sector, which is a monumental tsunami in terms of their ability to operate. Banks are already on the hook for the unsecured portions of the mortgages that exceed the property values if the owners do not pay. Remember, they knew that they were entering into these high-risk loans before the homeowners signed on the dotted line, basically gambling with your commitment to pay your mortgage. Now that they've lost, they are quoting the law to you and looking at the letter of your agreement and threatening you with foreclosure if you do not act responsibly. Well, that's a hoot. They have hurt folks all over the country, and taking a blackout on mortgage payments is not something that they would want to deal with right now. What about the tax implications of forgiven or reduced loans? It wouldn't be a good time for the government to deal with a massive wave of defaults and the subsequent bailout requests that would inevitably follow. I mean, they helped Peter. Why not Paul? So the government should chip in to relieve the tension for the homeowners too, by suspending any tax implications because of the readjustment of the homeowners' loans. There would be no point in the banks agreeing to reduce the loans and the taxes wipe it out again, putting the homeowners right back under the water, right? Well, I would be surprised if most of you haven't already backed away a little bit from such a concerted effort, and rightly so. There is a moral obligation to pay one's debt. But once the morals have been thrown out the window by the counterparty, only the legal matter remains. Since a legal recourse would stop dead in its tracks at the words and your signature on the contract, there is still the case of collective abuse from your lender that disproportionately burdened your investment. That case you do not take to court. You take it to the lender directly, collectively as a group of disgruntled customers, as you would if you were abused by the reckless practices of any other business. And the message you send is very clear. The next time you see a fast buck, be very afraid. Consider your customers first. Or, the next time you are coerced into doing something that your better judgment tells you that you shouldn't be doing, have the brass ones to stand up and resist the squandering of your customers' money and trust. Or, you will from now on fear your customers more than you do any other force that pressures you into losing your customers' money. But is it that simple? Can one just stop paying one's mortgage and hope that the lenders would get the message? Oh no, don't you believe that. It's much more complex than that. We have compiled a report that explains your options with your mortgage and what you could do with it, especially if your mortgage is underwater. Go to our website at www.thenicoshow.tv and you can order it for a small fee just to cover our costs in making sure that the information we provide you is legal and above board. If you subscribe to our show, we will send you a transcript of today's tip. That'll save you time. This is our tip to keep you on top of what's happening in the business world. See you later. Thank you.